Okay, okay. Also, I'm delighted to be
Wow,
here,
this
right?
network.
I think it's a privilege to speak to my African brothers and sisters. I'm from Nigeria, and Francis reached out to me on LinkedIn. I was like, "Oh, should I take this? Should I not take this?" And when I started with him and went through your website, and I was pleased with what you guys are doing, the impact you are making in Ghana, and the rest. And I said, why not? Why won't I offer my service, and why won't I make impact and leave a lasting mark in Ghana? So it's nice having you here. My name is Felicity Chinaza Josemarcel. So I'm a Nigerian, but Igbo by tribe, and I'm from Imo State. Right, I'm a data analysis tutor with the NIIT, National Institute of Information Technology, Ogun State. So I've hosted free free classes and free online classes on R. With the one I did with the noticeable one I did in January, and I did another one, a 3 days webinar with another research institute. So having me here talk to you is of great privilege. So I'm a freelancer. I teach both international and nationally, right? So I do private teaching for data analysis students who want to up their game, and for people who are in research, right? There are people who are schooling abroad and are into research and need R, because R is the basic tool they really need when they are conducting their research. So I really take them on it one to one, and I think they are doing well. So this is all about me, and I don't think there's anything I can add. So you can check me out on my social media handles at Josemarcel Felicity Chinaza. I think I'll pin my name down there for those who cannot pronounce it for language barrier and so. And on my LinkedIn, I'm on my TikTok, Tech Lady Naza. So I'll pin it on the chat so you can just check me out. So it's with great joy, and I'm delighted to have you people and actually create a lasting impact in your lives. And I'm happy to meet you and network with all of you. So thank you very much, Sopuru. Thank you, Francis, for the reach out, and thank you all of you. I'm thanking all of you who left their busy schedule to be here to listen to me, and I'm willing to gain knowledge and learn. So thank you very much for the opportunity.
Wow. Thank you so much. That was a great introduction. I
Yeah.
think Francis is back online, so we can.
Yes, so sorry, my internet here is actually raining here in Kumasi, so my network is just. But then we I think we can start. So Felicity, I think thank you for forgive me and thank you for introducing yourself.
There's
Um,
no problem.
so
Mhm.
I think you can start and then share your slides, and then after that, I think some of them are having some challenges installing a particular package for us as well. So after that, we just help them on that. Maybe after everything, we'll open maybe 20 minutes for questions and answers. Then I'll help
Oh,
them. Then once you are here, okay. So over to
okay.
you, respected
So
Felicity. Yeah.
so I think this class will last for an hour, because I have another schedule. I have another thing scheduled in the by eight
Yeah,
o'clock Nigerian time. So I'll just have to work with the time so I don't overboard. So thank
yeah,
you, and
yeah,
I,
yeah.
I
No
appreciate you
worries.
listening. Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, so I'll be beginning. I really don't know if anybody have the knowledge of data analysis, or I don't know the purpose of you joining or learning R, or wanting to learn, or you already, I don't know the purpose of you why you learned R. But basically just going to be starting with um why people really use R, the tool R, and people who needs R, right? So I'll just be sharing a brief introduction on data analysis, because I just feel for you to use R, that means you want to analyze the data. Whether you want to get statistical mean interpretations, you want to get visualizations, you want to get interpretations. I really don't know the purpose of you using R, but I would say the main purpose of using R is for data analysis and what interpretation. So let's go into what data analysis is. So I'll be sharing my screen so that you guys can see my slide and would know how to. Hope you all can see my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just be giving a brief intro to what data analysis is, right? So data analysis is a process of inspecting, cleaning, transforming and modeling data to extract meaningful information, support decision making and identify patterns or trends. So it is a fundamental component of data science, statistics and business intelligence. So what this is trying to say is that for when we get data, or let me just bring it down to a layman's understanding. So we own, I think in Ghana too, you guys process palm oil like we do in Nigeria. So there's no place that they don't process palm oil. So when you want to process palm oil, so the first thing you have to do is to go to the bush and cut down the fruit. So the palm oil fruit is the raw material, right? Because you've not processed it or derived any information from it. When you pick that palm oil, when the palm fruits from the bush, that's the source. The bush is the source. When you pick it from the bush and take it to wherever you want to take it for cleaning, you move it there and take it wherever you want to take it for cleaning. You have to dismantle the shell from the body. After dismantling the shell from the body, you cover it and ensure that it gets soft for about 3 days, so you can be able to remove the shell, the seed, or the fruits from the body. After all of those cleaning processes, you take them to the mill, right, to be processed. So in between cutting down the fruit, right, from the tree and then bringing it out from its source and taking it home for cleaning and then taking it to the refinery to extract information. That's actually can be related to what data analysis is. So what is data analysis? It's just the process of turning raw data into meaningful information. So the in between steps between the raw data and the finished information is the data cleaning, and that's why they say the most important part of data cleaning is the cleaning itself, because when the data is not cleaned well, your information to be extracted would not give you a good result. So the purpose of data analysis, right, is just for to extract meaningful information and support decision making and identify trends and patterns. So after you get your data from wherever source it is, whether it's in your company database, whether it's in they stored in Excel format, whether wherever it is stored is the source, or wherever you got your data from, your raw data is the source. So getting it and cleaning it, right? Applying statistical methods, applying the cleaning methods to your data, either using your Excel, Daniel, either using your Excel or either using your R or either using your Python to clean your data. All of those cleaning processes are the most crucial parts in data analysis, right? So now let's come to the key components of data analysis. We now talk about the data collection, the data cleaning, the exploratory data analysis, the data transformation, data modeling, and data visualization. So the first step in data analysis is collecting data. Where are my data being kept, right? Where your data are being kept, you go there and collect it. You can see the various places where our data are being kept. You can see can be kept in databases like MySQL, the MongoDB, like the Oracles, like Microsoft Access. So those are the places, examples of databases where your data can be stored. You now talk about the API, that's online, your surveys and your web scraping. So web scraping you can use for Python, you can use Beautiful Soup, right, to scrape your web and get out what data. You can use surveys like questionnaires and all that to get your data. So all of these steps, right, are key importance, right, in gathering what data. The next one is your data cleaning. This is the most important aspect, right, of data cleaning. So even if you are cleaning your data using even if you are cleaning your data using tools like R, using tools like Python, using tools like Excel, using tools like Power Query to clean your data, the most important thing you have to look out for is the inconsistency, the missing values, the errors, and you should also prepare your data for analysis. So when you are able to remove inconsistency from your raw data, when you are able to handle your missing values and make corrections to all of the errors and prepare it for data analysis, then you would say you have cleaned your data. They will talk about the exploratory data analysis, talk about summarizing data through statistical measures like your mean, your median, your variance, your correlation, um, your chi-square and the rest. So these are ways, statistical ways in which you can what summarize your data. Then don't talk about the visualization. So turning those numeric values or categorical values into charts so that even a layman can look at it and understand what you actually mean. Then data transformation has to do with converting data into a suitable format for analysis, such as normalization and aggregation. When we talk about normalization, we just talk about normalizing data into 0 and 1, right? So if you have data which are of higher values and you actually just want to get a balance between the two values, you can just normalize your data, turning all of the data into 0 and 1. So a zero mean and a standard deviation of what 1. So we now have to go to data modeling. So how do you model your data? For those who do in-depth predictive modeling, right? You have to see that applying statistical or machine learning models to make predictions or derive what insight. So if you want to run machine learning for data scientists, you can use your R and you can also use your Python. So why R is different from Python is because statistics houses very rich statistical tool. So the main purpose of creating R was for statistical purposes, then followed by data analysis, then followed by what visualizations. But Python is just like a general what programming tool or programming platform where different people from different career paths can go there and run their code. So that's what makes Python have very rich library packages for them. But for those who want to go into research and those who really want to go into statistical aspects of data analysis, I think R is the get to go for you because there's nothing you want to do in Python you cannot do in R. And even R has more advantage because it is very rich in statistical tools. So when you are applying statistical tools or statistical formulas to the large data set in Python, it's very slow to compute. But when you run that in R, it gives you a very fast result and you can easily interpret it from there. So we now talk about visualization. So you now present data and insight through charts, graphs, dashboards, or reports to find what to make findings what understandable. So if you have visualized, the next thing you have to do is now get insights from your graph. So if there's any recommendation you want to drop out, what you've noticed, or what you want to say, or the problem you want to solve, I think this is where you would find all of it, both the answers you got through statistical computation and the answers and the insights you got through visualization. So why is data analysis important to us? Everybody is studying. Every time you go through the internet, they will tell you learn data analysis. I think aside the monetary aspect, right? They are the top paying. It is one of the top paying tech courses in the world, and the rest. So, what is the need of
I go go I go go see someone. Yeah.
Are you listening?
Do get this phone, or I'm gonna make
Yes, so
that phone.
please, can you mute yourself, please? Those who are joining. Okay, you can carry on,
Okay.
Felicity.
Okay, so in data analysis, why is data analysis important? Aside the monetary aspect of data analysis, we all know we want to make money. But aside that, why is data analysis important? You see, it's good for making decisions. So it supports evidence-based decision making in business. So after you've cleaned your data, analyze it and draw insight. The insights you have drawn will help businesses make better decisions in their business. Identifying trends helps you understand historical patterns. So data that has to do with historical patterns like your weather forecast, like your those who do crypto. I think you've heard of this web theory. So those who do crypto, this data analysis is a very good one to visualize or to predict the future, forecast future outcomes. Then talk about problem solving. So when you analyze the data, you must pitch out one area where there is a problem with the data set or where there is a problem with the business. If it's a business data set you are analyzing, even if it's a research work you are doing, you would find out where the problem of the research is coming from. So it gives you an overhead on how to solve it. Okay, I found out the root problem. Now it's my turn now to apply what a solution or to prefer a solution to it. So efficiency optimizes processes by identifying bottlenecks and resource mismanagement. So if there are any resource mismanagement while analyzing your data from the chart, from the data you have gotten, you would know where the resource mismanagement is coming from. So it helps you just checkmate all of this and put your business in good order for those who run businesses or for those who run anything. So there are different kinds of data analysis. There are the descriptive analysis. This one focuses on summarizing historical data. So it focuses on what happened. So it asks.
It was because of the background noise. That's why I was like, wanted to mute those interrupting us.
Okay, I think you now mistakenly muted me also.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So we now talk about the diagnostic analysis. What happened? Why did this happen? So if you are saying more people died last year, why did it happen? So if you are saying more people had diabetes, so why did it happen? If you are saying we experienced low sales, so why did it happen? So what the tools you can use to do that is your correlation analysis and your hypothesis testing. Now talk about your predictive analysis. Know what you need to predict a game. Those who do Bet Ninja, sporty bets, and the rest. You say you use data to forecast future outcome. So you are forecasting, okay, this will happen. So what will really happen? So you are saying, okay, I'm using the data from the last 10 years, especially when you are running a seasonal occurrence, a seasonal data. You are saying, okay, rain fell last year as rainfall started last year around maybe May to June. So I'm using the weather forecast for the last 10 years to predict what will happen in the next 2 year or next 2 years. So I'm seeing that there's a consistent pattern with rain falling in January and February. And with when you run your forecast, it will give you that, okay, since rain fell very consistent, right, within January and February, okay, the next rain that will be falling will be what within January and February. So how do you get your data, your analysis done through the predictive analysis? You have to use tools like your regression models and your time series analysis. So what are your prescriptive analysis? You know, when doctor diagnosed somebody of something and he said, okay, I'm prescribing this to you, I'm advising you, don't do this, okay, take this, and everything is all gone. Or you have someone has a low sales, a business is having a low sales, and you're telling them, don't over budget, don't overspend, do this to promote your business, do this to put your business in good visibility. So these are how you can actually prescribe what analysis. So recommend action based on your analysis. So based on what you've analyzed, it recommends what you should do. So tools you can use for this are your optimization, algorithm, and simulation what models. So tools and techniques. The tools and techniques we are going to be using that you would be using for data analysis are programming languages. You can see your Python is one of them, your R and your SQL. For those who know how to run the structured query language, it's actually good for to query databases, right? So in case you have a database, you have a data stored in any of the databases, the knowledge of your structured query language helps you be able to what retrieve data and what query data in your or transform data in your databases. So your Python and your R, like what we are learning now, is a good goal for you. Then talk about your spreadsheet packages. We have the Microsoft Excel and the Google Sheet, but the Microsoft Excel is like the most popular. But you can also analyze or visualize through what using Google Sheet. We talk about visualization tools like your Tableau, Power BI, and ggplot2. So for R, the package that helps with visualization is our ggplot2. So Tableau and Power BI, that's business intelligence. Wherever you see BI, it means business intelligence. They are just tools for visualization. Then statistical software like the SAS and the SPSS. So we have the IBM SPSS, right, which is used for statistical analysis. They are majorly for statistical analysis, right? So that's one of the these are the tools and techniques you can use in data analysis. So from here, I'm going to be moving over to R. So we could just get a rundown of what I have. So, okay. So now I'll be moving over to the webinar itself, and we'll be talking about data visualization, right? Aside, our topic today is um so the topic today is data visualization with ggplot. So that's crafting insightful graphs with R, right? So the duration is 1 hour, and my audience are our data analysts in the house, our students and researchers and professionals, right? So what are the objectives? By the end of this webinar, participants will understand how to use the ggplot tool in R to create insightful visualizations for data analysis and what telling stories. So I'll move over to the next one, and that's the introduction to data analysis. So introduction to data visualization. So data visualization is a crucial key skill in data analysis, helping to transform raw data into meaningful insight. And this section introduced the importance of data visualization and why it plays a vital role in decision making and communication. And we all know that if a raw data is presented to us and we're asked to what derive insight or tell us what that data is all about, most of us might not be able to even tell what the data is all about. But when that particular data is visualized into graphs like your bar chart, your column chart, your scatter chart, your line chart, your heat map, your box plot, and the rest, you are able to interpret this and say this is what the data actually means. So that's one of the needs of what data validation. So importance of data validation, it has to do with, it helps in understanding complex data quickly. So if you have a complex data, when you visualize it, you are able to grasp when you visualize it, you're able to understand it faster and easier. So visual representations allows us to grasp large data set into more digestible formats and enabling better insight. Identify trends, pattern, and outliers. Yes, we to identify trends and pattern, we can use our line chart. To identify outliers, we can use our scattered plot and our box plot. So by plotting data, we can easily detect trends, anomalies that might be missing in a raw word table. Then enhance decision making, and that's the most important, because there's no business who or there's no researcher who is making or who is running analysis on the data that would not like they would not like the outcome to influence what his research work or his business. So well designed visualization help businesses and researchers to make data driven decisions. Then communicates findings effectively to stakeholders. So visual storytelling aids in conveying complex data insight in an accessible and impactful manner. So you are able to communicate, oh, okay, male, we just noticed that male, the females tend to give birth to more females within the year. The females tend to have more nurturing ability within within the male and the female. So these are just what helps you what run visualization. When you just see visuals, you are able to explain what it means very quickly. So if they bring out they visualize the budget of Ghana, they run through the budget of the Ghana in the last 5 years and they visualize it, you'll be able to know which year had the most budget, right? Which year has the most budget and which year had the most impact, which year the budget had the most impact on the nation. So running a visualization helps to make people understand things very well and to create a meaningful insight and tell beautiful stories, right, to the general public, especially to your stakeholders or the person you are reporting to. So overviews of different visualization tools in R. We have the base R. So the base R are they contain functions that are there by default, right? You don't need to install any package to be able to access those functions in R. So they're called the base R. Then we have the lattice and we have the ggplot2. So R provide multiple ways to visualize data, including base R functions, elastic functions for multi-panel plotting, and the ggplot2 for structured, flexible output. So why choose ggplot2? Right, that's the grammar of graphics, flexibility, and what customization. So why should you choose ggplot2? For those who have been seeing ggplot and they don't know what the gg means, so it means grammar of what graphics, flexibility, and customization. So why choose it? So ggplot2 follows the grammar of graphics principle, making it easy to lay different elements to build complex what plot. It allows for high customization, making it a preferred choice for analysts and what researchers. So this is why you should what this is why ggplot2 is mostly preferred by researchers and what data analysts. So getting started with ggplot2, this section covers the hope you are following.
Yeah, we are following. We are
Hope you are
following.
following.
Yes, we are
Okay.
following.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Okay.
that is
So
okay. We are
getting
following.
okay, so getting started with ggplot2, this section covers the basics of ggplot2, includes installation, key components, and creating a simple plot. So participants will learn the fundamental structures of ggplot2 and preparing them for more advanced visualization. So installing and loading ggplot2. So I just hope you all have installed your ggplot2 in your um have you installed your ggplot2 in your R? Or let's work with R. Let me just share my R screen, my R studio. So I'm opening my R studio now, and let's just get to work. So we should open our own at our end so we can work together. Have we all opened our own? Are we opening our own at our end there?
Yeah.
Yes, please. We are open.
Oh, okay. So mine is still okay. Sorry, I've seen this. I thought R today, so you'd see a lot of this on my screen. So let me open another R script and okay, let me just run R. So I'm going to be using, so in R we have, so R has databases. The R has data sets that are stored in R by default, right? So if you want, since we want to practice visualizations in R, so we are going to be using one of the data sets that are available in R, right? So if you want to check for data sets that are available in R, the thing you have to do is to go to your R, go to the source, and just type data. So you would see all of the available data sets that you can use in R. So these are all of the available data sets you can use in R. These are all of them that are available in R. So there are numerous types of data sets you can use in R. See them here, right? So, but in this class, for the sake of this class, we are going to be working with empty cars. I think so. That's what is stated here. Okay, what data set is empty cars. So we are going to be working with empty cars. So to load empty car into your R, you are going to say data open bracket, then write the empty cars there, right? So if you are following me, you just have to follow me. So we are loading the data that's inside R by default we are reading them into our R, right? So I'll just press read. So you see that they've been read already. You can see my empty cars and promise. So if I want to view them, I'll just put V to view my data. I'll say V empty cars.
Please take it slowly with us.
Okay, it's flashing. So when you want to take data, you want to check available datas in your R console that are there by default. You just have to use your data. When you want to read when you want to make use of one of the data sets in R, and you want to load them into your R, you just have to do data empty cars, right? When you want to view that particular data set, you want to see how it looks like, right? You just put your view, ensure your V is in capital letter, right? And you write your cars. Then you run it. So you can see that we can view this data set here. Right? Eh?
Can you please take it again?
Okay. So when you want to check for available data sets in R, right, you run your data, your data function. You don't have to put any argument inside of this bracket. When you run it, it gives you something like this. So this is what it gives you, right? So you can see all of your data that you have in R that are there by default. So when you want to read a particular data set, so you want to make use of it, right? So that it can be stored in your environment. So all of the active data are always stored in your environment here. So you just have to do data and put the name of the particular data set you want to use. So if I run this, it appears here, empty cars, right? That means I can what it has appeared here, that's stored here. Then if I want to view my data, I'll just say view, but ensure that your V is in capital letter because R is very, very case sensitive. So because R is very, very case was sensitive. Then when you talk about your view, then when you want to view that particular data set to see how or what the data set contains, you just have to use your view and you view it like this. Are we following?
Yeah, so please, this is a question to everyone. She's behind, she has an appointment after this. So in case you are not following, the recordings will be made available for everyone. So she'll take as much time as she can, but to follow promptly, just watch the video after it's shared there, because she has a schedule after this. Please hope you understand.
Okay, so we're moving over. I've read the data, right? The data.mt card, and I've viewed it. So the next thing I'll have to be doing is I want to do it. So we have to load the ggplot2. But for the sake of those who haven't used R before, maybe you just loaded your you just installed your R and your R Studio, and you want to make use of the ggplot2 because you've not installed the package called the tidyverse, you might not be able to use it. So you can still do install.packages and put your ggplot2 there, but it's best advisable to just use install packages and say ggplot2. So we'll just go down here, go over to our R, and so I want to install the packages and what load them. So I want to install because the tidy verse is hiding, right? It's carrying or shielding all of the packages, your ggplot, your dplyr, your string, your read your plot, everything is housing it inside of it. It's like a container housing other packages, right? So when I install the tidyverse, all of those packages are installed into my system. Then when I now load it, when I now say library, read that tidyverse, all of the functions are now released into R. So the first thing I'll have to do is to install. So I'll see my install. You can see that it has come out. So this is install. Then I'll put my tidyverse. I'll make sure I open a quote before I write my tidyverse. So you can see in between it is a quote. So I'll say tidyverse. You would now press enter, just enter, right? But I don't want to load it because I already have it on my system, right? So to load, for the sake of those who just downloaded their ARM, so to be able to make use of the ggplot2 and every other functions you want to use. So instead of doing it one by one, you can just use your install.tidyverse and the rest, and it's what install. So when you have entered, you'll see something like a red button here popping out. It's saying stop, but it is loading. So when it finally stops, you don't see it again. You will notice that it has loaded your data set. And for those installing a package or loading a package requires network. You need to get your internet on. So you cannot install a package without your internet being on. So it needs your internet to access those packages online. So now I want to load the tidyverse. So I'll just say load. See, I've run it already. I've pressed enter. I even have it already, but because of the sake of people, okay. So I'll just do library. Let me just do libraries loading. I have it already, Sha. So I'll do library. So see my library so that I can be able to load all of those data sets. So to load those data sets, I can either come here and say library. My library will pop up here, and I would say tidyverse. So you can see the package tidyverse. So I'll now say enter. So you see that it will pop out all of those packages in the tidyverse, right? So when it is done, see, you can see it's loading. See all of those packages: your ggplot, your lubricate, your read, string tables, and the rest. So it has loaded all of these packages and released every function inside of all this package, right? So now I want to run a particular data set. I've now my ggplot2 is now loaded, is installed and is loaded. So we are going to be jumping all of these phases. So we see that we have installed our tidyverse, because our tidyverse has all of the packages, including ggplot2 and all of the rest packages. I think they are made of 8 or 9 packages or so. Then when we now use our library into bracket that package, you see that it will load and make all of those functions active for us. So all of those functions that are in ggplot2, we will not be able to use them, right? So now, understanding the ggplot2 structure. So when you write your ggplot2, inside of those arguments, you see your data. Your data means, when you see a data, it means that particular data you want to work on. So you want to work on the empty cars data set. So that's where you see the data. Then you see your aesthetics, right? Marking between variables and visual properties like colors, shapes, and sizes, right? So you could, where your aesthetics contains your x, what you are plotting against, right? Your x, the values on your x-axis and the values on your what y-axis. Then you see your geometrics. So there are your types of plots, right? Whether you're plotting a scatter chart, a line chart, or a bar chart, right? So these are the 3 main important things that consist or comprises of your ggplot what your ggplot structure. So creating a scattered plot. So now let's create a scattered plot using the ggplot2. Yes, so let's create a scatter plot. So our x-axis will be our weight and our y-axis will be our mpg. So I'll go into R. Hope you are following. So I'll just write. So if you want to write a comment in R, you just need to use your your hash symbol, this, and write a comment. So let's create, I'll say creating a scatter chart. So we are going to be using creating a scatter chart with the weight and mg, I think mgp or so, or mpg of math cars, right, data set. So I'll come down here and I'll say, first of all, I'm going to be assigning my ggplot to a variable name. So I'll come here and I'll say my variable name will be, let me just name it scattered. I want to give it a variable name so I can always go and access that particular chart whenever I want to do so. So I'll come here and say scatter chart, and I'll put in scatter. I'll name it scatter. Let me just name it scatters. And I'll put in my assignment operator. So the assignment operator that is mostly used in R is less than sign and parentheses. These are assignment operator. We can also use the equals to sign, but it's mostly advisable to use these assignment operators for R that is assigned with R. So because I've loaded my ggplot2, I'll just type ggplot. So you see it is already loaded. So I'll come here and click here. So we know you said our data is made up of different, our ggplot comprises of different structures, right? We saw our data, we saw our aesthetics, and we saw our geometric. So that's our plots. So the first thing that I'll have to go in here will be my data. That's my empty cars, right? I'll put my comma, then my aesthetics function. I'll now say AES. So this is where I'm going to be housing all of my y and x axis. If you come here, you will see it here. So my x and y axis will be here. So what am I plotting again? So my x axis will be my weight, that's WT, and my y axis will be my mpg. So I'll open my bracket and I'll say x axis is equal to weight, that's WT, comma, y axis is equal to mpg. So I've created, you can see it here, the column is out. So I've created this is what I'm plotting against. So now what do I want to plot against? I want to plot a scattered chart. So my plot, my geometrics will now be the geom plot. So you must add, after each argument, you must add a plus to what, to combine every of the things you want to do. So now this is a scattered plot. So I'm going to be using my geom point. So the geom point is used to create a scattered plot, right? So the geom point is, you can see it here, is used to create a scattered plot. So I can decide to put a color inside of it. So instead of black, I don't want to see it, those dots, those small dots is going to bring out identifying the values of my data. I don't want it to be black. Maybe I want it to be blue. So I can come here and choose my color and say blue. and I'll say blue, right? So now let's say I now want to add an header, and I want to give my x-axis a name, then my y-axis a name. I'll just come here and put plus, and I'll say labs. So labs is assigned, is a function used to give your header a name and used to give your y-axis and your x-axis their different names. So I'm going to be putting title, right? When I put title, you see, let me just bring this down, title, and I'll come here, open a quote, and put scattered plot. So when I put scattered plot, I'll now come, I give a comma, then for my the name of my x-axis would now be so x-axis is the weight, right? So I'll just write weight, then my y-axis will be my mpg, right? So this is how to create a scattered plot. Why, when you are creating a plot using the GG, irrespective of the kind of chart you want to create, right? The first thing, this first statement, the ggplot2, your cars and everything must be there. The only thing that might differ in this your syntax is what your kind of chart you want to create, and it can be determined by what you put here. So if you want to create a bar chart, you say a geom, you say geom what? Geom bar. If you want to create a heat map, you say geom heat map, right? So this is determined, the kind of chart here is determined by the input you make here. So any of the input you make here will determine the kind of chart you want to create. So when I run this now, hope you are following.
Yes, we
Yeah.
are following.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I run this, I would say run. It has run already. So let's see how our chart will look like. So I'm going to go and say now print scattered. So I'll say print, and I'll say scatter. Scatters. So you can see that it already assigned. You see this sign here telling you that a plot is here already. So it has assigned this to a particular plot. So I'll click and I'll say run. So when I go, you can see when I go to my view, okay, my plot, you can see that it has run it here. You can see the distribution of my data. So if you run this, you would know that this data doesn't have any correlation, right? It is negatively what correlated, because it's like this. It went from here to here. So if I want to see how the level of my correlation, or if my data, the position of my correlation, if it is negatively correlated or is positively correlated, I can now decide to add what another geom point, another geom function, and that would be geom smooth. So my geom smooth helps me to create a line, so I can be able to see my data very well. So this is my geom smooth. Inside here, I'll put method, and the line, the method now will now carry, this is the method. So inside, I open a quote and put LM. So telling it I want a linear what? A linear straight line, right? So that I will now come here. I can decide to choose the color of my line. I can say I want it to be red, blue and red. Do they go? Let me just say color, and I'll say red, right? So I'll close my bracket. So is there ensure that there is a plus sign here. You can see that there is no plus sign, so I'll put in my plus, and let's run again. So the first thing you have to do, I'll put in my ggplot, name my data. This as my aesthetics represents my y-axis, and my x-axis, the value of my x-axis and the value of my y-axis. The geo point, this signifies the kind of chart I want to create. So geo points are basically used to create a scatter chart, and I'll impute the kind of color I want. I can still leave it. If I don't want the color, I'll just leave it, but by default it will be black. But since I want a specific color, I can now use blue. So when I now come down here, my geom smooth, probably I want a line to go through here so I can see how correlated my graph is, right? So I'll come down here, and use my geom smooth. So my geom smooth helps me to create a line in between these scattered plots. And the method I want is what my LM, so a linear graph or a linear plot. I can now specify the color of that line, right? So the color of the line I want is red, so that's why I chose red. Then here I can now say my labs. My labs is just used to create titles, right? Titles for my chart. So I'll put my title and I'll put scattered plot. You can see it here. It has represented my title. Then for my x-axis, you can see I put weight. You can see the weight here. And for my y-axis, I use MPG, and that's what you can see here. So I've run this, and let me see the result of the printout. The drone point. Okay, it's still like that. Let me run it. So you can see how the line went. You can see because it's a red line I chose, it now went down, telling me that it is what negatively what correlated. But if I want to find the strength of the correlation, I can decide to use my correlation value, my correlation function, and that's the core, right? You can see there it has happened. I'll say data. What did I use for it? Math cars. So I want to find the strength of correlation. So I'll say math cars WT, comma, and I'll say math cars MPG. So let me just write an heading here. I would say find the strength of correlation. So this is the position of correlation, telling us that the graph is negatively what correlated. So I want to find the strength of correlation, and I would say enter. You can see that it's telling me a minus. So it's telling me that the graph, because it's a minus, telling me that it is what? It is negatively what? Strongly negatively what? Correlated. So this is how you to interpret all of your graphs, right? So you can see that what it's just trying to tell us, like the weight of R doesn't influence what the milli per gallon of that particular car. So even if the weight is weighing, even if it is weighing 100 kg, it doesn't still affect the fuel or the diesel that goes into that particular car. So there is no relationship whatsoever with the weight and the MPG of the car. So they are all negatively what correlated. Hope you get that.
Yes, please.
Hope you get that.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. Okay. So we'll now be moving over to okay, we've covered all of this. I've covered all of this. Then we'll be moving over to the essential ggplot2 geometrics, right? So if you want to create, like I told you, understanding the different types of visualizations is key to effective data analysis. So this section explore the essential ggplot2 geometrics, demonstrating how to create a scattered plot, a bar chart, histograms, box plot, and a line chart. So if you want to create a scattered plot, I told you, you just have to use your geom point. So all of this geom, all of the geoms geometry determine the kind of charts you want to create. So for a scattered plot, you just have to use your scattered plot relationship between variables. So a scattered plot is for relationship, to show relationship between variables. This is how to create it. So if you want to create a bar chart, right, you just use a bar chart. You'd use ggplot. Here will be your data, then the axis will just be one, then you will now create a bar chart. So let's just create a bar chart with the x-axis. That's okay. So let us just create a bar chart. Let me just give an example of creating a bar chart. My timeline is limited here, so I'll say creating a bar chart. So creating a bar chart. So I'll come here. Let me just copy. Okay, let me just start afresh. I'll just name it my variable name first, bar charts. So I'll put my assignment operator. I'll say ggplot. Right, I'll open my bracket. My data is my empty cars, comma. So ggplot, for if you are creating a bar chart, you can either use one one column or one column in a data set to create a bar chart. So I'll put my aesthetics, that's my AES, right? I'll open my bracket and I'll say X is equal to, I just want to create a bar chart with my cylinder CYL because I have this on my graph. So if I open my empty card, you see it here, my CYL. Or should I use, okay, let me use my DSP to create this. So I'll come here and I'll say DSP, right? Am I correct? Okay, DISP. So I've created it and I'll add my geom function. So my geom function will be geom bar. So you can see it here. So what will be in my bar? So I can say the color. Let me use the fill. Let's say the fill will be red. Should I use red? Okay. So my fill will be red. What the fill inside of the bar? Then I can now copy this. Let me copy this lab so I don't really write. I'll come here. This lab is very essential. I'll say Ctrl C. Then I'll come here and copy it. No. So I'll come here and I'll say, then Ctrl V. I'll copy it. So I'll change my title here to a bar plot. Then I'll remove my x-axis, my y, and I'll put the DSP here, and I'll cover. Then I can now run. So if I run this, it will run. Then I'll come and say here print. So first thing is your ggplot, your empty cars, your aesthetics. This is your data. That's your empty cars. Your aesthetics, you put just X. Then your GG bar, your fill will be red, right? What the color inside will be red. Then your labs, that includes your title and the name of your axis. So I'll come here and say print. So I'll say browse chart. So that's how I spelled it. So I'll say print. Okay, what did I write there? Okay, bar is not found, so you just have to be careful. So you can see it's just creating a very thin bar chart for us. That's here. So the bar chart is just so thin. So let's use something like let me use this. Let me use CYL. Let me use CYL to create, so that you can see CYL. So let me see how large the bar chart will look. So you can see how large the bar chart looks. So this is how you can create different visualizations, right, in R. So the main determining factor of the kind of chart you want to create is what your geom whatever. So this place here determines the kind of chart you want to create. So now we've created our scatter chart, we've created the bar chart. Looking here, you would see that our 8 had more what? We had more of 8. We had more of okay, let me cancel it. Our cylinder that occurred more. So our cylinder values that occurred more was 8, then followed by 4, then followed by 6. So I'll come here and change the name to CYL so I can reflect. So I'll run it, enter. So title bar, okay. So I run this, I'll say enter. Then I'll say print, enter. So it has changed to what? The CYL. You can see it here. These are the count of the CYL. So these are how you can run a scatter chart and a bar chart. So there are numerous ones. You see our histogram used to find the distribution of a particular variable in here. So I'll just copy. Let me just do the last one I'm going to be doing is the histogram because my time is limited. I'll just run through histograms and the rest. So okay, so I run through histograms and the rest, and I think I'll be done with this. So I'll go through histogram and I would say, so to create histogram chart, I would come here, I would say creating a say histogram chart. So I'll come here, I would say histogram. So histogram, I would now say I can come and copy all of these I've written here, so to avoid wasting time. So I'll copy all of this that's written here. So I'll come here and I'll say paste. So the only difference determining factor here, I'll change this to MPG. So here I told you this function here determine the kind of graph you want to create. So I'll say histogram. So you can see it is out. Here I'll fill in my bin, my width bin, my bin width. So I can say maybe I want a bin width of 20. Then my fill will be this. Then my title bar will be histogram chart. Histogram plot, and I'll come here and I'll change this my X to MPG. So it helps you to see the distribution of data. So I would say run. Then I'll come down here and I'll say print histogram. So I'll say enter. So you can see my histogram. You can see how distributed the data is. So with this histogram, explaining this histogram, you tell you that you had more values of you have more values within 10 to 30 in here, and you have lesser value here. So you had more values that were between 10 to 30 than between 30 to what 15. So you see this bin width I placed here as 20. It is the difference between the first value here and the second value here, right? So if I place it at 20, I would say 10, 20, then 30, then 40. So it gives me a beam width of what 20 and the beam width of what 30. So these are how you can just create a histogram chart. A histogram chart is just used to show distribution of items, right? Distribution of items or in between a particular database in a column. So if you want to see how your data are well distributed or are distributed, you can come through, you can use your histogram. So it will tell you that for we had more of values around 30, 10 to 30 than between 40 to 50. So this your values are mostly distributed here. So you see that this you can call it, you can say this is more skewed to the right. So if you're looking for skewness, you say this is skewed to the right, and because it's not normally distributed, your mean is always greater than your median. So your median is always greater than your mean because it's not a normal distributed data. So we have the symmetric and the asymmetric distribution. So for you to learn how, you just need to learn the basics and some of the terminologies that are being used in R. So I think this is the last visualization I'm going to be doing, so I don't have to kill time. So if you want to practice for the box plot, for the geom line and the rest, so you can go through these guidelines and practice it. So if I'm customizing and enhancing visuals, right? Probably I want to enhance my visuals. I can just use customization is a powerful feature in the ggplot2, allowing users to refine their visualizations for better storytelling. So this section covers themes, color adjustment, facets, and combining multiple plots. So modifying your chart. So if I want a very minimal, a very classic chart, I can use my team minimal. I want a minimalistic chart, so I can use my team minimal. I want a classic chart, I can use my team classic, and I want a team light. I want a chart that a bit lighted, so I can use my team light. So depending on the reasons behind your theme or behind the structure of the chart you want to use, you can pick any of these and use it. So if I want to use my team minimal, this adjustment, I've told you how to use your color labels and the rest to adjust. So if I want to use okay, let me use team minimal, then I'll now talk about our facet and our face grid. So let's say I'll be using my facets to do some things. I'll just have my facet as my class here. So let me just do something with the team classic, team minimal. So I'll come down here and I'll go back to my scattered plot. I can now add here, or okay, let me add it to my histogram. So I can now come here and say team minimal. You see it here. You can see team classic, you can see team minimal here, you can see team light, team gray. So whichever one you want, I'll just say team minimal, and that's it. I'll run it. Nothing needs to be inside of this bracket. So I'll just run it, and I'll say run. So it creates a very minimalistic chart, right? You might not see the effect, but it's at the back end that's created a very minimalistic chart. So if I still change it, I say I don't want to use minimalistic, I want to use classic, I can come here and say I want classic. I'll run it, and I'll run. Right, so you can see my classic chart. You can see what it did to my graph, right? So if I come here and say I want lighted, right, I just want a lighted team light. So I'll come here and I'll run. So I'll say run here. So you can see what it did, team light. You can see that I added grid lines, right, with a bracket to each of it. So depending on how you want your chart to appear, you can use any of the pins to get them. So we are adding facets for subgroup comparison. So we have the facet wrap here, we have the facet grid, and okay, so for this bar chart, instead of you using a color, maybe you don't want to use a color for it. You don't want to use color, you want to use a specific different color. You can use the scale fill brewer. So instead of you putting color red inside of this geom chart, you can just put you can just leave it blank and come here and use your scale fill with your embroiderer. Then you can now put your palette and put the color that you want. So for your face set, it just helps you to differentiate, to group data, right, into different groups, right? Adding facets for subgrouping of comparison. So if you want to compare different groups together, you can use the facet. So let's go into our R. Even if I'm behind schedule, I'll just try and do something. So I want to group this particular. I'll go over to my bar chart. Should I go? Okay, let me use my scatter chart that I created. So I'll come here and I'll say facet wrap. And what can I put here? Should I use? I'll now put my infinite sign. Oh no, it's not where I want it. I'll put my infinite sign inside here. Then I can now come here. What do I have here? Do I have class? Okay, let me just put class inside. Let's see if it will work. Let me run. So there's nothing like class. Okay, I didn't put a plus sign. So please ensure you put any always put a plus sign if you're introducing any function. So I'd say run. Let's see what it will run into. You can see that the class is missing. So there's nothing like class in our data set. So you just have to work with what you have, and we don't have any categorical data set in here. So there are no categorical data set in here that we can actually work with. Or let us use our cyclics. I'll go over, okay, CYL. Let's see if it will run. But most of the time it needs categorical data set. So you can see that. So it has divided it into 4, 6, and 8, right? So these are your data set. These are the values inside of 4, the values inside of 6, and the values inside of 8. So this is how, if you use your grid, your facet grid to and try it out, this is what you are going to be getting. Your scattered plot, your your scattered plot that are grouped into four, 6, and 8. So this is what you are going to be getting. This is what you are going to be doing and getting in your scattered plot. So I think hope we're all following, and sorry for the rush. Right, so the case study and assignment. um so I don't know how we are going to be doing this. It's a case study and assignment. I don't know how you guys will send this. Let us do a review of what you have done. So a case study, this section provides a practical exercise using real world example or data to reinforce the concept learned. Participants should be able to build a visualization step by step. So walk through a real world data, maybe a sales data, a health data, or an environmental data, and demonstrate how to apply the ggplot2 concept to a data set relevant to the audience. So a step-by-step creation of an insightful visualization. So when you want to create a data frame, you just need a data frame function, and this creation of data frame will have to be it have to be starting from learning R, because these are the structures. When you talk about data frame, list, vector, these are what makes up the structure of R. So you have your matrix, your vector, your list, your data frame, your arrays. They are all what makes up the structure of R. So this one will be another in-depth class on this one if you want to learn this. So conclusion, so I'll just have to recap takeaway. So I would say, before, the key components of visualization is to just be able to find trends, be able to tell a story through our data, and be able to show insightful information. And when you want to plot your ggplot2, you just have to take in mind the structures of the ggplot function. We have the data, the aesthetics, and our geometrics, right? So, and if the function of the geometrics is determined by the data you want to create. So if I want to create a bar chart, I should be using my geom bar. If I want to create a scatter chart, I should be using my geom point. If I want to create a box plot, I should be using my geom box plot. So depending on the chart you want to create, your geometrics is a determining factor to the class you want to create. So if you would want you want to go further with learning R, you could reach out to me or to your tutor. Or if you want to learn R your own way, you could go on Coursera, you could go on any of the platforms, Coursera, YouTube's, and actually learn R, and try and learn it. So now I'll be open for questions. I think I just have like let me just say 10 minutes for question. Let me just tell my people that I'll be joining them in 10 minutes time.
All right.
So
All right. Thank you for the session. That was informative. Please, any questions? You just have 10
I'm seeing
minutes. So any questions?
so I can just go through. I'm seeing questions in the chat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll share the recorded versions, please. We will.
Yeah.
And
So if there are any questions, you can ask, and the recorded sections will be available by your host. Right, so I'll just have to type my name to check me out on LinkedIn. If there are any questions, please, now is the time to ask questions. That means there are no questions. Everybody understood the visualization.
I think hello. I came in late, but I think if they post the recording, I'll be able to follow it up. I came in late, so
okay. Yeah. No problem.
Any other person?
I think someone was asking for your slides or something, your presentation manual, so that they can go through it with the video.
Okay.
So
Okay, I think I'll
share
send it to is there a place to send links? Okay, I'll send it to Francis. Then Francis will have it sent.
Please, what about
So
the data?
the data set in R that is there by default. So you can just, I taught you how to, if you watch the video, you'd see how I was able to access the
Yeah,
math
so
card data.
I'll run them through that after this.
Yeah, so I can't be able to send messages here. I don't know why. So it's a direct message. No, I'm not sending it to him. So I wanted to just pin my handle in case you want to check me out and the rest. So are there no questions?
None so far. None so far.
Okay, that means it's saying that everybody
But we'll reach
understood.
out. We'll reach out to you if we have concerns. We'll reach out to you.
Okay, so because we have 31 persons here, and it's saying what it is now, it's saying that the 31 persons understand everything that has to do with visualization, data visualization, and the rest. So it's nice having you here, and I thank Francis for the opportunity to be here and to share at least my little words of of knowledge, right, to the house. And it's not going to end here, and I hope that you people try and practice and try to know better in how. So it's a great opportunity, and I pray in the future I'll be able to do more with Francis and Sopuru. I don't really know the co-founder anyways, but I think this is a good networking platform for us. So thank you very much, Francis. Thank you very much, Sopuru.
Yeah, sure. Thank you too.
Okay, so
We
we'll
really
call
Okay,
it.
appreciate
so
that.
yeah.
Okay, you want to say
Okay, so we will
anything?
continue. Yes, so those who are having issues, yesterday I took them through some stuff. So I think once you leave,
Okay, okay. Once I leave, you
and
can
then
now
thank
take
you
them
very
through.
much.
Yes. Okay,
Yes,
there's no
and
problem.
also
Thank
I've sent you a message on your LinkedIn.
you. Yes, I've seen it. I think
Um,
I'll
yeah.
respond.
Okay,
Okay,
thank you
so
very much.
okay. Thank you. So I'm going to be
Okay, okay.
leaving now. So thank you very much and God bless.
Yeah, bless you
God
too.
bless you.
Thank you.
So yesterday we're going through. I took you through some basics of R. I took you through the interface of R. I took you through. I was to do the calculations, how to calculate in R, how to run like simple commands in R. Then I think time was fast spent, so I couldn't do that. But instead, I tried taking you through Swell, and I think some of you were able to submit an email to me, even though I hadn't finished with that. But then I promise you guys that I'll give you gifts, but the gift will still come. So I just want to some too you had problems when it came to your installations. I don't know. So I'm open for questions. Please let me know. I know some of you were having issues with with installing the Swell and also your R console. Some of you have a lot of issues. So please, I am open for an interaction. I think there's still time. We have time. We'll close at 8. Then we'll continue tomorrow. Tomorrow we start at 6. But tomorrow we'll have a speaker from Egypt. He's called Mohammed Ali. He will come and he'll be telling us his journey through R for just 20 minutes before we start tomorrow's session. But then, please, if you have any questions regarding the yesterday's presentation, I think we still have like 30 something minutes, or is it 40 minutes left? Kindly let me know. I think some of you reached out to me
Yes.
on personally. Then I said we should meet up here to see how we can resolve it together.
Sure. Mr. Francis,
Yes.
they asked me of my assignment token when I was done, so I don't know that.
Yes. So Andrew, so with the assignment token, what I shared with you, they are in two forms. With the Swell, we have one for the E. We have one for E, like the E simply means email. So and we have one just for your personal practice. So if you are able to install the one with the email, you'll be able to send the email. But then I think I initially shared the one without email to you for practice. So I think that's why we're facing that issues. And then at times too, because of the installation and also the version. Because yesterday I tried it on my own, and I realized that those who are using the latest version, most of you guys are struggling. So I've been trying using. You can see here. You can see that I'm using 4.3, 4.23. This is not even the latest version. She was using 4.41. That was the latest version. So I think at times the version 2 has something to do with that. But then I think when we try it again, let me just copy it again. So with you, Andrew, so what you did was the right way, but then it was because you were using the one without an email. Yes, you're using the one without an email.
I think
and then what you did was hello. Yes, Andrew, you're saying something.
I think my version is 4.4.2.
4.4.2. So you have the latest version. I haven't installed the latest version on this particular machine. I have a different machine where I have the latest version there. So what you did yesterday was the right thing. So with what I shared with you, Coursera, they do something like that on Coursera. So this course, some of us had it from Coursera. Then we're able to find our way to get the app. So that's why with this, you can't send email because we had it from Coursera without paying. Let me just say it's kind of a cracked version. But the one with the email is the official version, which when you are done, you can send an email to them. So let me just replace the one with the email. I think some tried yesterday and they were able to do it. Once you try installing it multiple times, you see that times it picks. Myself yesterday when I was trying to do it, when I tried doing it multiple times, it picked. And you ensure that your internet is on to be able to read search command. So I'm just repasting it. So I want you to try again. Let's try again. Once our internet is on, let's try again and then see. Let's try again and see what will come. Because I've seen that others were able to do it. So I think once others are able to do it, then it should work. And at times too, it depends on the programming. I think I made a mistake yesterday. I should have taken you through how to install it on the link I showed you to show you how to do the installation. Because when you run it as an administrator, it's a bit simpler for you. But then let's try running this for me again. Andrews and everyone connected here. Anyone having problems yesterday, try running this again. Let me put it at the chat session. Then we try it once again and then see. For those who have already done it, I've seen your emails. And as I said, I have gifts for you. It will come in the form of a data bundle. So it will come. At the right time, I'll ask of your MTN numbers. Then I'll share some bundles with you. So please, those who were having challenges yesterday, please kindly try to install it again. Let's see how it goes. Those who are having challenges yesterday, let's try again to do the installation. Let me make Andrew a co-host because my internet is at times just going off on. So in case, courage is here. So in case it goes off, you guys can have access to it, that can join. Okay, so are we all on the same page? Please, we'll close 8, so please.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, so try running it several times. Let's see. So you just click here, then you run. Then you click here, you run. You click here, you run. Just run it at the same time. Let me see what you get. But with those who are having issues with the installation, please, I kept some 2 links there. You need to install both the R Studio and the R Console. You have to install both on your machine. Run it using the administrator. Run it as an administrator. And also, in your system, some of you have 64 bits. Some to have 32 bits. So you check to see which one is compatible with your computer before you proceed with the installation. If you have 64 bits, yours is cool. But if you have 32 bits and you are installing for 64 bits, it might not work. So I think that was why yesterday, most of us were having challenges with it. Once you don't get the installation right, you have issues. So as I said, I should have taken you through the installation. I should have gone through the internet, then walk you through it, how to do it. But then it's not too late. So those who couldn't do it, please, this for E. So the other one you did, you can always practice on your own without even sending anybody. So when you see the token is just to Coursera. They have some codes that normally they share to us. And as I said, that one is a cracked version. So that's why you can't send through the email. And at times it's because of our operating system. All of us, we have different operating systems we are using. So at times, because of the installation processes, when you try it, you're always having issues. Myself, the first time I was trying to use it, I was having issues. So what I did was that I had to download the older versions and the new and the current one. I tried blending it and it just worked. So just run it. So those who are on it, please just type here, run it on your machine. You can see that they said I couldn't find it. Could not find the function. Meanwhile, it's there. So let me just run. So let me run swell. So it's still running. So you can see that there's a red background here. Something is here running. So it's still running. I know that will come. So please, let's just do that. Make sure internet is on. Make sure internet is on. Once you install it and internet is on, the next time you want to use it, you don't need to use the internet. Once you just type on swell, it will come. So those who have already installed it, just type swell. Just run this swell. So you can see that I have run it. It has come again. So you can see that type swell when you are ready to begin. Welcome to swell. Sign in, blah, blah, blah. What can I call you? You see that it has come again. But initially, when I tried running it, they told me that they couldn't find the function this. So please, let's follow the same procedure, and I think it should come. Andrews, are you making headways? Valentine, I think we also chat offline. You were having some issue.
So it's not giving me the same feedback. We're not find function install or still the same thing.
Still the same feedback.
Yeah, the same feedback.
Yes, Mr. Francis, mine is asking me of the same thing. Assignment.
The same
token. Yes.
No, the token one, as I said, those who have the token one is different from this. So, okay, so the token one, Valentine, let me share the token one too as well. So try installing the token one. Let me see how that one works. Try installing this token one. Let me see whether I can get the token one. Let me see whether I can get the token one on the page. So that you try with the token one. Okay, so the token one, let me just open swell and then get a token one for you. So Andrew, still run it. Just run it. Just still run it. like 2 times for me. Let me see.
Okay.
So I want to get a token one for those who are having issues. So for now, you can be practicing with the token one whilst I will send a message to the Swell team to see how they can help resolve this issue. So those who are having issue with it, sorry, kindly use this token one. So please try installing this. I'm pasting some code for you to just run. That one will come. So try installing this, including Valentine. Please try and install this for me.
Please put in the chat so that I can just
Try install the token one. That one will come. It will just come directly. So please try and install the token one. So please, those who are having issues, try and install the token one. For now, I will send Swell a message and see how they can help resolve it. So Wimbia is getting the same, cannot be found. Okay. So Wimbia, please, I'm just pasting this thing.
Okay.
So please kindly install this instead for now. Just install this for now. Install this for now. So install this for now. So try installing this. Try installing this for now. That one should come. Then later on, I will work on. I will send Swell a message. Or what I can also do is that I will also give you the older version. So maybe after this, kindly share your email on the page. Later tonight, I will share you the older version to also install it. That one it will work. So as I said, at times it's just the installation and the programming language. Maybe later, I will share you the older one. Have the setup with me. I don't think I can share it through here. I don't know whether I can share it through here, but then you use the token for now. I'll look for the version, the older one. Then I will share it with you maybe later. So please let's try to download. So let's try to install this using this one. Those who are having issues with it for now, I know it's your system. It's a system configuration that is causing that issue. Please, are you getting the same thing?
It downloads perfectly. But then when I put in the second command library, well, it tells me that error package or namespace load failed.
It will come. So just continue, it will come. Just continue. So I think I was trying to install this, but it's not coming. Okay. So kindly do it again. This, use the library, and then use Swell. So use this Swell thing. Just run this on it. Once you do, just run this on it. It will show up. Or do you mind sharing your screen? Should I stop and you share your screen so that I think it will help? Can you share your screen? I'll make you a co-host. So kindly share your screen.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Okay, so you are using the console. Okay, no, this one. Okay. Okay, so start with this. Start with install package. So run install package first. So start with install package. Put your cursor here at the install package. Start with install package. Run. Okay, so Yes, do yes. I think your system is over. Yes, it will just reload the session for you. So just once it's done, you can do that. Okay, so you come here, come to the install.package swell. So run install.package swell for me now. So I think it's running. It's running. Okay. So now come to library. You also have installed. Come to library, run it. Run the library. Okay, come to swell. Put the swell. Just run the swell for me. Run the swell.
So not find function.
Run it again. Let me see something. Wow. Okay. So
please, Senior, can he
yes.
break the library into bracket swell under the install and do it again? Let's see.
Under the install.
Yes, install package. Bring it under the install package.
So remove the quotation marks. Remove the quotation marks for the library. Let me see something. Remove the quotation marks there. Remove it. The other one too. Aha. Then run it again. Let's see. So try. Try with the install first.
Should I take off the quotation?
No, that one leave it that way. That one just maintain it. So you run. Let me see something.
It wants me to reinstall it again. Should I?
Yeah, restart again. I think the system is overworking. Okay, so you can now come again. So try the install first.
I think it's trying to
install.
Install again.
Yes, again. Then come here to library.
Okay.
So run the library.
Okay. The processes have it. Okay, now done. Let me
run the library. Let me see something.
Error.
It's still error.
Package. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so let me do this way. Let me share my screen. Let me show you something.
Okay.
You can stop sharing. Let me share my screen. So just follow what I'm doing, right? So you can copy the swell. Then you come to, where is this thing? You come to tools. Then you click on install. Don't know why it's just delaying. So in just a minute, my system is still running. We are going to try a different way to do the installation. There are 3 ways you can install a package. So let me try the other way. So have you seen something like this?
Yes. So from tools to install packages, then I said
so put the swell here. Put the swell here. And then click on install. My system is overheating. So kindly do that for me.
As usual. So it says package swell photography and patch and MD5 sound spec. The download binary packages are in.
Okay. So use the library again. So run the library again for now. Let me see. Try running the library now.
Oh, with the quotation.
Is this still the same thing?
You made me remove the quotation from the library command. And it's
put the quotation again and just run it this way. Let me see what will show up.
Now, still the same thing.
Still the same thing. Okay, so what I can do now is that kindly share your email on the page with me.
Okay.
This evening I will share with you the other version. I will share with you a different version. Once you use that one, it will pick up. So I'll share you different R version for you to install. But when you are installing, you install it to admin. Then you check the version you have. If it's 64, then you choose 64. If it's 32 bits, then you choose 32 bits. So please, all those who are having that problem, kindly put your emails on the page. Put your emails on the page so that I will share the file with you. Just put your emails on the page so that I will share the file with you. So please put the email on the page so that I will share those files with you so that you uninstall what you have and then you install that one. It also works perfectly. Then once you are done with that one, you try again. So I think maybe it's the version also you are using. As I said, at times it depends on the operating system. So kindly put your emails there. I would share it after sharing the recordings for today. So let me also, so I hope you can see my screen. Hello?
Yes.
So here on the screen, after the training, this is the training outline. I'm not supposed to share it with you, but then I wanted to send something for you. I wanted to share this thing to you for practice. So let me see whether I can share something. All the answers are there. If I share with you, when we are presenting, you will not focus on it because you have the answers already here. So I want you to perform this. And then this, your assignment, I think I'll stop here. So I'm pasting it on the chat session. I don't want to put it on the group. I think you still have the same issue, right? So kindly share me your email. I would do that. So I want you to practice this using the script file. God willing, tomorrow after. So this is your assignment. We're not taking you through this, but just go through this for those who are here alone. When we meet, God willing, tomorrow, we'll see how we'll do it. So please, if you are still having challenges with the swell, just send me an email. I would send you the other version for you to try. And once I send it to you, I will notify you. If you try and you have any issue, just put it on the page. Anytime, I will come online and then help you with that. So I think, please, tomorrow we are meeting the same time, 6 o'clock to 8. This training session is 1 month. So please just follow. I know before we finish the 1 month or results the 1 month, you should be able to analyze your data and know more about R. So this particular video, I will post it on the WhatsApp page, the general page, so that you can have access to it. So God willing, we'll meet tomorrow. And then bye-bye for now. Or if you have any question, you can just ask within 2 minutes. I just want to close the session for today. Please, is there any question that someone wants to ask or anything for clarification? I also share with you her slides. I will share her slides with you too as well, so that you can practice. Yes, so I will share her slides with you as well, so that you can practice. And then if you have any questions, you can DM her. I will share her details to you. Okay, so if there are no any other questions, I'll end here. Then God willing, tomorrow we'll meet and then work on it. So those who have shared their emails, I will share the other version with you. So when I share with you, I will share the two. I will share the R console and the R studio. So when I share with you, please currently uninstall what you have on your machine, then install the two. Once you do that, you try and try and install it. Once you do that, it will work. So please. Yeah. I know you are very late. Yes, please share it on a group page. I want to copy all the emails and share it as one file. So put it on a group page for me. I will share with you. So only those who have the issues, I will share with you. Okay. All right. Thank you very much for your time. God willing, tomorrow we'll continue by the grace of God. Tomorrow we'll do more of the practical session tomorrow. Please share your emails on the WhatsApp group page. On the WhatsApp group page, the WhatsApp page that we are all on. Share your email on that particular place. Okay. All right. So good night, and then we'll meet tomorrow and then do more. Okay.